Today, we are going to be talking all about meal planning. I am going to give you a sneak peek into my kitchen of how I come up with recipes to cook from scratch every day of the week, 3 meals a day, snacks, and sometimes even desserts. If you're new here, my name is Kaylee, and here on Kaylee's Notebook, I love to teach you and share with you all of the tips and tricks and skills that I have learned over the years being a Christian homemaker, managing all of the things. So if you are new at cooking from scratch, or maybe you're a seasoned mama, I hope you'll find at least 1 or 2 ideas from this video that you can apply to your kitchen. Okay, so the first thing I do when it comes to sitting down, looking at my week to come, I kind of do this a little bit backwards than what most people might think meal planning is. The first thing I always do is I shop my pantry first. If you have not started doing this, I promise you, for me, it's been a game changer. Not only does it save me time, but it also helps with food waste, because you are going to be looking into your pantry and your fridge and your freezers and consuming what you already have and building all of your meals around that. So the first thing we need to do is actually go into our pantry. Okay, welcome to my very dark, small pantry. If you have a very small pantry like me, I promise bulk buying is something that you can still do. Stocking your pantry is still doable. It just may not be as aesthetically pleasing as I would like it to be, but I get A for effort. Okay, so there's a couple things that you can do here. We can completely take inventory of everything that we have in our pantry. If you were gonna do that, I would start from the things that you're running low on, so you will consume those first. Or you can just come in here and take note of all the things that you have that you want to consume that week. That is what I am going to do today. My pantry is pretty well stocked right now because I have ordered Azure standard orders back to back for quite a number of months now. I'm also going to give you a little sneak peek into how I do my Azure orders for the month of January. So the first thing I'm noticing off the bat is I actually have a lot of tomato paste. So I'm going to write down tomato paste. I have quite a bit of ketchup, mayonnaise, black beans, rice, potatoes, molasses I can use up, pasta. I have quite a bit of pasta. I have chocolate chips. Now, I will say that I don't really do this too often, writing everything down. I just want to show you how I do it. Because I've been cooking from scratch for so long, I can pretty much just come in here and say, wow, I have quite a bit of tomato paste. I'm either going to make spaghetti, meatballs, chili. I do like to cook seasonally, so those are the types of things I'd be making in the wintertime. Garlic and onion is pretty much what I use in almost all of our recipes because I feel like they're highly nutritious and add so much flavor to your meals. But when it comes to things like, I have these shredded almonds, that is something that I would put into like granola, right? So you can start looking at these things and piecing them together to know where to put them. Another thing I like to go in here is if I am on my handy dandy notepad that I have, and I always stick this on my fridge. So if my husband says, hey, I need a peanut butter, I would say, write it on the list. If it's not written on the list, I am probably gonna forget and not get it. So something that I am running low on is wheat berries. And see, now that I'm coming in here and I'm looking, I'm like, okay, I have quite a bit of oats. So I'm gonna write oats on here. I do need to get some olive oil. Okay, now that we've gone through our pantry, let's go ahead and look at our fridge and our freezer. We have a fridge and a deep freezer in our garage. So let's go check our fridge where most of our consumables live. Okay, I have already gone ahead and checked our outside fridge and freezer, and we are very much stocked when it comes to meats. Those are something that I love to buy local to me, and I usually buy quite a bit of it at one time. We rotate between chicken and ground beef or steak, every other day. So today we'll have chicken, tomorrow we'll have some kind of beef, and then it'll just keep rotating, so on and so forth. So let's go ahead and check our fridge. Okay, the first thing I notice is we have quite a bit of yogurt. Now that I've gone ahead and have taken inventory of all the things that I have, now I'm gonna go through and write a list of things that I'm gonna need. Some things I buy specifically at our local grocery store just because that's the only place that we can get it, and there's a few items that we really like that they're the only ones who carry it. Something like turkey bacon, that's one thing that I eat just about every single morning. I will eventually need some more eggs. We eat quite a bit of eggs. Speaking of eggs, let me show you this. My kids found a nest of 9 eggs. 9 eggs. And then we found 5 eggs in the coop, but let me show you. 9 eggs. We found 9 eggs today, with another 5 eggs, and then I found 2 eggs that had froze and actually cracked, which was very disappointing. But we're starting to see the fruit of owning chickens. We bought some of these chickens back in spring, so they have been way too young to be laying eggs up until now. We saw one of our Rhode Island Reds that we got as a chicken in the nesting box. She had already laid an egg, so it's so amazing to have your own chickens in your backyard. Although I will say I kind of like ducks better than chickens, just because I feel like their temperament is a little bit better. We have had quite a few roosters who have just not been very nice. I was able to give them away, so now we have reduced our flock of roosters because they were getting pretty rowdy at this age, and everybody just seems so much happier. We have 12 hens right now, but I probably will add a couple more once the springtime comes. So now that we have gotten our list of ingredients, a look through our fridge, our freezers, our pantry, let's sit down and do the fun part and come up with meals that use the ingredients that we already have on hand. All right, so let's come up with our meal ideas. There's a couple things that I like to use that I've used for quite a number of years now is this little whiteboard. It's my very beloved whiteboard. I probably had it for like 5 years. I honestly should buy a new one, but I always forget every single time I go to Walmart because I don't write it on my list. But one thing that I like to put on here personally is I will put what I need to prep for the week, and then I will write down dinners. Now, when I cook dinner, I almost always double that recipe so that we can eat it for lunch the next day. If you are not doing this as a busy mom, I promise you, you need to. It is a huge time saver, not only for you, but it's also something you can send your husband with to work. It's really great. So we're gonna write prep and dinner. You could get a bigger whiteboard and write things like breakfast, snacks, lunch, if you want to cook a separate lunch. This is so personable. This is just what works for me. So I know that I have to make bread every single week. And even though I make it every single week, I still like to write it on here because I have forgotten before. Okay, so bread, and I notice that I have mayonnaise, I have celery. So I have been wanting to make like a pita bread. I love making pita. So I'm gonna write pita on here. I usually come up with about 6 meals because a lot of the times I can have more than enough and have it for another night. Or sometimes we'll have like breakfast for dinner, which I think we're gonna do that. We're gonna do breakfast because I know that I have buttermilk that I need to use up. Another thing I notice is I have a lot of potatoes and I always have raw milk on hand. So I want to make a meatloaf. I also have all of the ingredients that I need, like sour cream, black olives, I have black beans, I have rice. So I'm going to write tacos. And I'm going to write tortillas. Now, I also have a whole chicken in my outside fridge that I'm going to cook. We have quite a bit of potatoes, so I'm gonna write a whole chicken and we can have some kind of potato with it. Maybe like a baked potato because I do have sour cream. I also had coleslaw in the fridge, so I'm gonna write a barbecue chicken with coleslaw. I like to make my own barbecue sauce, and I basically just use ketchup, molasses, and brown sugar. It is the one barbecue sauce that my family just loves to have, and it's a crock pot meal, so it's super easy to just whip it up in the morning and then just have dinner ready in the afternoon. All right, friends, well, that is it. It's super simple. I love to work backwards, work from my pantry, and come up with these meal ideas. These meals are something that we eat pretty often, so it's very easy for me to just walk into my pantry and just say, ooh, I have everything to make meatloaf. I can make a meatloaf this week. So I hope this really helped you. Another thing I would really highly encourage you to look into if you are looking to cook from scratch from your family is bulk buying. Now, this portion of the video, I am going to show you how I order off Azure and all of the amazing products that you can find on Azure to feed your family from scratch ingredients without sacrificing the quality of your foods. If you've never heard of Azure Standard before, they're basically a company that connects families directly to real nutrient-dense foods from farmers and producers all over the country. They've built their own independent food supply chain, so instead of your food passing through a bunch of warehouses and grocery stores, it goes much more directly from farm to your table. The reason why I love shopping with them instead of like a regular grocery store for the most part is because they work closely with their suppliers and buy in a large volumes, which lets them offer high quality, non-GMO and organic foods at a way better price. They don't have overhead of physical retail stores, so they can keep the cost down and pass those savings on to you. Because the food doesn't travel as far, it's also fresher too, and their delivery system is actually really unique. They run their truck routes around the country on a set schedule, and the truck stops at local drop locations. So you order online and then you pick up your order when the truck comes to your area. Each drop has a coordinator who helps everyone stay in the loop about delivery times and details. It feels a lot like a modern day food co-op, but with access to bulk foods, fresh dairy, eggs, meat, produce, and pantry staples all in one place. Another amazing thing, every single month they have so many sale items to pick from, so check them out. Let me know what you think. All right, friends, well, thank you so much for watching. I hope this was helpful for you to start cooking from scratch from your family, or maybe you just need a new meal planning ideas. Let me know in the comments down below, what do you plan to implement, or what is the meal planning system that you use? I would love to hear all about it. As always, I will link all of my Azure items in the description down below with my specialized Azure link. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope I will catch you in the next video.